My alarm system stopped working about a month ago. It said low battery, and so I called ADT. ADT is the company we've been with for 10 years. And they've been out here 2 or 3 times to fix it when it said low battery or didn't work or whatever. Well, I wasn't going to pay $160 for something I could put batteries. I had already bought batteries the last time they were here. And I think that was 3 years ago, or 2 years ago. So the batteries should still be good. They're Panasonic batteries. And well, over the last 3 weeks, I called ADT 3 times. It said the broken glass was activated. Well, I looked. There's no broken glass down here. Not at all. And I did replace the two by the windows down in the basement. They had me on remote. See, when they told me they were going to do this by remote and I won't have to pay $160 service charge, I got my attention, but oh my gosh, how am I going to do it by remote? Do I use a computer? Do I use a cell phone? Do I walk around the whole building here down in the basement? Well, last week I got hold of a gentleman and he had me replace one battery, the wrong battery. It wasn't even close to being in the right. They're containers, white containers about like this, and you flip them open and put the battery in the top. That wasn't it. So I thought, well, I'll look around here this morning, and I called ADT back up, and they said, look around there and see if there's another place where you can put a battery, another container, white container, about this size. And it was vertical. So I did put a new battery in there. Now, they only wanted about $27 per battery, but either 17 or 27, I'm not sure, but they assured me it would cover the cost of shipping. I said, well, I've been buying a package of 4 or 5 for about $10 from Amazon. And I still have them. I don't think that they're out of date. Okay, so that's what I did. I used the old batteries. And my wife, she says, just pay the $160 and get a technician down here. You know, $160 might not mean anything to some of the people watching, but if I can do it, I'd rather have the $160. So here I am, calling them up twice today. The first of all, it's hard to understand the people you're talking to. And they must have booklets and diagrams, because they said, get your camera out, turn it on, we're going to send you a link on your computer, and that link, you hit it, and I'll be able to see through your camera. Of course, they had my email address. I gave it to them. And I said, really? What if I didn't have a camera? Or what if I didn't have a computer? Well, we'll have to do it by sending someone out and charging you $160. I said, does that include tax, or do I pay a tax on $160 if you send someone out? I was playing around. I don't think she answered that question, because I said, I think I can make this work, because I found my cell phone, which I've already lost again. I dropped it on the floor or something. And I had a computer down here and one upstairs. So I turned this one on. She told me to go to my Gmail account. Okay. She says there's a link there. It's ADT link. Hit that link. I'm not sure those were the exact words, but I saw ADT. And it was a link. All of a sudden I hit that link, and here comes the camera. Man, I never saw better resolution, or whatever they call it, crisp, better than anything you'll see on this YouTube channel, unless the people's using ADT cameras. Okay, now I go around and show where I put the 2 batteries. No, those aren't the 2 you need. Well, there's no more. I took her to all the windows. There's no more windows. It indicated that the window had been, I want to say, messed with or broken or something. Not on the system where you punch in numbers to leave or come back. So I'm sitting here. She says, okay, take your camera and just go all around this room. I said, you will not have seen a junkier room in your life. There's equipment. Oh my, I'm a ham radio operator. That's not CB. Ham radio operators can talk over the world, but they have a lot of equipment. But just looking down here, there's more than just equipment. There's Coke cans. There's bags from Amazon, boxes from Amazon. There's a toner cartridge. There's a fax machine. There's a landline. There's a copier. And I don't know if you can just get a grasp of what's in here. That's just off the floor. That's off the floor. That's not what's sitting here on the floor. I won't tell you about the flood we had down here, and I paid about $3,000 or $4,000 to have it cleaned up. They took antiques because they were contaminated, they said. Not sure if I should have believed that. They said some sewage may have gotten into it, so we better take it and destroy it. I bet you they took it and sold it. So anyhow, I've done it again. I've got boxes on the floor, heaters on the floor. Man, if water comes up in that heater, and it's plugged in. This whole place will be will electrocute me, I guess. Oh, maybe, maybe not. But I got a lot of stuff plugged in, including speakers for this camera or computer, and the computer is plugged in so it stays charged. So you get the picture. So we spent a half an hour looking for this, quote, third sensor like this. It wasn't by the windows, but the system said it was. To me, it said it was. But she could see in Louisville, and I'm not in Louisville. She apparently was reading something or could see something that I'm unaware of. She says, start walking around the room. I said, and if I trip too many times, just hang on. I told my wife that I was going to get the vacuum cleaner and clean all this up and give it to Goodwill. I better start on it after I get done with this video. Well, here's what happens. I go toward the door going out of my room, and she sees a little box. I never saw it before. I know I have when the technicians came the past 2 or 3 times. Well, this time I'm going to make a map. There's only 3 places to put batteries. She even videoed on my camera what this box was supposed to look like. It's supposed to have 2 batteries, not 1. 2 or 3 batteries. It depends how modern it is. Well, I couldn't get it up. I thought I was going to have to bust it off the wall and re-glue it. But I didn't follow all the instructions that were in video that was on my camera. You lift it. You don't push the top and the bottom and it pops open. That's what I was trying to do. And you don't grab both of them and pull them as hard as you can. There's 3 little notches. You just push it up on those notches and it comes up. Well, that's a simplistic way of saying I ain't too smart sometimes. Now, I do that and put new batteries in, new 2 or 3 year old batteries, never used before. And I thank her and I hung up. I'm looking for my cell phone. Surely it's over there where I talked to her. Anyhow, I go upstairs. We're off the phone. I go up the stairs. Everything was perfect on the screen. Like ready to use. We open the door for the alarm to go off. It was, didn't go off. I thought, here we go again. So I called ADT. Got a different person that I couldn't understand. She asked for my PIN number. The PIN number is what you disengage the alarm with when you come in. I thought she said, what's your name? So I told her my name 2 or 3 times. She just says, no, it's only got 4 letters. I said, okay. My nickname's Jim. That's 3 letters. And James is P-A-M-E, is 5 letters. I don't have a name with 4 letters. Unless you call me Hoss or Boss. That's B-O-S-S. She says, okay, listen very carefully. She says, when you come in to turn off the alarm when it's working, what 4 numbers do you have to push to stop the alarm? Oh, I said, that's not my name. That's something I got written on the wall in another room. I don't know what the number is. She says, is there any way you can find out? I said, sure, all I got to do is walk in the other room and write it down for you. Okay, so we do that. And she has me do a few other gadgets. I don't need the cell phone for it. I don't need the computer for it. She tells me to do a couple things on that wall platform, and I do them. And then she says, now, I want you to hit away. I did. It armed it. She says, now I want you to put those 4 numbers that you thought was your name. I want you to put those numbers in. But open the door first, then close it. Open the door and it worked. I closed the door and I put those 4 numbers in and I stopped it. She says, now, here's how it's going to work. When you arm this thing from now on, you're going to hear 14 sounds, like dot, 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 dot. She said that's so that if you're looking for something, forgot something, the alarm doesn't contact us yet. You got 14 seconds and just a few more quicker dots. So I said, okay. And I did that, and that's the end of the story, because it worked great from then on. And my wife's bringing in groceries from Kroger, so I got to go up to help her. Okay, like me, subscribe to me, hate me, undo the subscription, whatever you want to do. Take care.